What if financial success could flow into your life as naturally as the air you breathe? This book unveils the secrets to unlocking a mindset where money and success come effortlessly, replacing struggle with ease and resistance with abundance. Dive into the principles and practices that align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the universal flow of prosperity. Financial Flow: Letting Money and Success Come Naturally, written and published by Success Attraction Formula. Chapter 1. Understanding Financial Flow. Embracing abundance as a mindset. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly while others struggle no matter how hard they work? The answer lies not in luck or external circumstances, but in mindset, a subtle yet powerful force that shapes your relationship with money. Financial flow is not just about numbers in a bank account, it's about understanding how abundance operates in life. This chapter introduces the foundation of financial flow and how embracing an abundance mindset can transform your approach to money and success. At its core, financial flow means aligning your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with the natural movement of prosperity. Just as water flows seamlessly through a stream, financial flow occurs when you release mental and emotional barriers that hinder your ability to attract and sustain wealth. These barriers often take the form of scarcity thinking, a mindset that focuses on limitations, lack, and fear. For example, if you've ever felt that there's never enough money or that wealth is reserved for others but not for you, you've experienced the effects of a scarcity mindset. The first step toward embracing financial flow is recognizing these limiting beliefs and replacing them with empowering ones. Imagine someone who grew up hearing phrases like, "Money doesn't grow on trees," or "You have to work yourself to the bone to get ahead." These statements might seem harmless, but they shape a person's subconscious beliefs about money. Over time, these beliefs create a mental framework that views money as something difficult to earn and even harder to keep. On the other hand, someone with an abundance mindset views money as an infinite resource, something that flows into their life through various channels when they align themselves with the right habits, intentions, and energy. This mindset shift opens the door to opportunities that were previously overlooked or dismissed. Consider the story of Sarah, a young professional who always seemed to be one step behind financially. Despite working long hours and saving diligently, she constantly felt stressed about her finances. After attending a workshop on financial flow, she realized that her underlying belief was that money was scarce and hard to come by. She began practicing gratitude for what she already had, visualizing herself as financially secure and identifying opportunities to grow her income. Within a year, Sarah landed a promotion, started a side business, and found herself in a much more stable financial position. What changed wasn't her circumstances, but her mindset. She embraced financial flow. Key to understanding financial flow is the idea that money is energy. Just as your thoughts and emotions carry energy, so does your relationship with money. When you approach money with fear, anxiety, or guilt, you create a negative energetic connection that repels financial abundance. Conversely, when you cultivate feelings of gratitude, trust, and confidence, you align yourself with the positive energy that attracts prosperity. Think of it as tuning into a frequency. If you're stuck on the channel of scarcity, you'll miss out on the opportunities that abundance offers. To shift your mindset, start by observing your thoughts about money. Are they rooted in fear or confidence? Do you focus more on what you lack or on the possibilities available to you? By becoming aware of your internal dialogue, you can begin to reframe negative beliefs. For example, instead of thinking, "I'll never have enough to achieve my dreams," replace it with, "I am capable of creating the financial resources I need." This simple shift in language rewires your brain to focus on solutions rather than obstacles. Another important aspect of financial flow is trust. Trusting that the universe or life itself supports your intentions. This doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for money to fall into your lap. It means taking inspired action while trusting the process. For instance, if you set a goal to save for a dream vacation, trust that your efforts to save, budget, and seek additional income will lead to success. This trust keeps you motivated and reduces the stress that often accompanies financial goals. Real-world examples of financial flow can be seen in people who take bold but calculated steps toward their dreams. Consider an entrepreneur who leaves a secure job to start a business. While the initial leap might seem risky, their belief in abundance fuels their persistence and creativity. They don't view challenges as signs of failure, but as opportunities to learn and grow. This mindset keeps them open to possibilities that others might dismiss, such as partnerships, unexpected funding, or innovative solutions. At the heart of financial flow is the understanding that money is not an end goal, but a tool to create the life you desire. When you focus solely on accumulating wealth without a deeper purpose, you may find yourself stuck in a cycle of chasing more without feeling fulfilled. Financial flow encourages you to see money as a means to support your passions, contribute to others, and enjoy life's experiences. This shift not only attracts more wealth, but also brings a sense of joy and freedom to your financial journey. As you conclude this chapter, take a moment to reflect on your current beliefs about money. Are they serving you or holding you back? Begin practicing gratitude for the financial resources you already have, no matter how small. Challenge yourself to replace one limiting belief with an empowering one this week. For instance, if you catch yourself worrying about an unexpected expense, reframe it as an opportunity to trust in your ability to handle challenges. By starting with small shifts in mindset, you set the foundation for financial flow to naturally enter your life. Financial flow is not a distant dream. It's a mindset you can cultivate today. As you move through the next chapters, you'll explore practical steps to align your habits, energy, and actions with the abundance that's already available to you. Let this journey be one of discovery, growth, and effortless prosperity. Chapter 2: Releasing Resistance. Overcoming the blocks to prosperity. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, financial success seems just out of reach? This isn't always due to external circumstances. Often, the biggest barriers to wealth lie within us. These internal obstacles, our fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs, create resistance that prevents prosperity from flowing freely into our lives. In this chapter, we'll explore how to identify and release these blocks, opening the path to financial abundance. Resistance often begins with deeply rooted beliefs about money. These beliefs can stem from childhood experiences, cultural influences, or past financial hardships. For example, someone who grew up in a family where money was a constant source of stress may unconsciously associate wealth with anxiety. Even as an adult, they might sabotage financial opportunities because they fear that more money will bring more problems. Similarly, a person who has experienced financial failure may avoid taking calculated risks, believing they are destined to repeat past mistakes. One common form of resistance is the fear of success. This may sound counterintuitive, but for some, the idea of financial abundance brings feelings of discomfort or guilt. They might worry about how others will perceive their success or fear that they won't be able to handle the responsibilities that come with wealth. For instance, imagine someone who is offered a higher-paying position but hesitates to accept it because they're afraid of the expectations it will bring. This fear creates a self-imposed barrier that prevents them from stepping into greater opportunities. Another source of resistance is a scarcity mindset. When you view resources, including money, as limited, it's easy to fall into patterns of hoarding, worry, or reluctance to spend or invest. This mindset often leads to decisions based on fear rather than trust. For example, someone with a scarcity mindset might avoid pursuing a business idea because they're convinced there's not enough demand for their product. In reality, their fear of failure prevents them from exploring creative solutions and tapping into untapped opportunities. Breaking through resistance requires self-awareness and a willingness to challenge your own beliefs. Start by identifying the thoughts and emotions that arise when you think about money. Do you feel anxious, guilty, or overwhelmed? Are there specific memories or experiences that trigger these feelings? Journaling can be a powerful tool for uncovering hidden beliefs. Write down your thoughts about money and success and look for recurring themes. This process can help you pinpoint the areas where resistance is strongest. For example, take the case of David, a small business owner who struggled to expand his company despite having a solid customer base. After reflecting on his beliefs, he realized he was afraid of hiring employees because he didn't trust himself to manage others effectively. This fear stemmed from an earlier experience where a partnership ended poorly, leaving him financially strained. By acknowledging this fear, David was able to seek advice from mentors and develop leadership skills, ultimately building a thriving team and growing his business. Letting go of resistance also involves replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. Rather, it's about shifting your focus from obstacles to possibilities. Affirmations can help reprogram your mindset by reinforcing positive beliefs. For instance, if you've always thought, "I'm not good with money," try replacing it with, "I am learning to manage my finances effectively." Over time, these affirmations can reshape how you view yourself and your ability to create wealth. Another effective strategy is to practice gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already have, creating a sense of abundance that attracts more positive experiences. For example, instead of dwelling on a bill you need to pay, take a moment to appreciate the service or product that bill represents. This simple act can transform your relationship with money, making it feel less like a burden and more like a tool for enhancing your life. Releasing resistance also requires trust. Trust in yourself, in others, and in the process of life. When you trust that you are capable of handling challenges, you approach financial decisions with confidence rather than fear. For example, someone who trusts their ability to learn and adapt will be more willing to invest in a new skill or opportunity, knowing that any setbacks can be overcome. This trust creates a sense of flow, where obstacles are seen as temporary and solvable rather than insurmountable barriers. Imagine Jane, an artist who hesitated to sell her work because she doubted its value. Her resistance stemmed from a fear of rejection. She worried that others wouldn't appreciate her talent. After attending a workshop on overcoming self-doubt, Jane decided to trust her skills and put her paintings up for sale. To her surprise, the response was overwhelmingly positive, and she quickly sold out her first collection. By releasing her resistance, Jane not only achieved financial success, but also gained confidence in her abilities. As we conclude this chapter, it's important to remember that releasing resistance is an ongoing process. It's not about eliminating fear or doubt entirely, but learning to navigate through them. Each time you challenge a limiting belief or take a step outside your comfort zone, you weaken the grip of resistance and strengthen your alignment with financial flow. Take a moment to reflect on where resistance might be holding you back in your life. Is it a fear of failure, a belief that you're not deserving of wealth, or a reluctance to trust others? Write down one specific area where you feel stuck and consider one small action you can take to address it. For example, if you fear investing in yourself, commit to learning more about the benefits of personal development. By taking even a small step, you begin to dissolve resistance and open the door to abundance. Remember, financial flow is not about perfection, it's about progress. The more you release resistance, the more you'll find that wealth and success come naturally, as they were always meant to. Chapter 3. Aligning intentions, setting clear and purposeful financial goals. Have you ever felt like your financial efforts lack direction, as if you're working hard but not getting anywhere meaningful? Without clear and purposeful goals, even the best financial strategies can feel like spinning in circles. Aligning your intentions with what you truly desire is the key to creating a roadmap for success. This chapter explores how setting clear financial goals empowers you to focus your energy and actions, turning vague dreams into achievable realities. At its core, aligning your intentions means understanding what you want to achieve and why it matters to you. Many people set financial goals based on external expectations or societal pressure, such as owning a large house or achieving a specific net worth. While there's nothing wrong with these aspirations, goals rooted in external validation often lack personal meaning, making it harder to stay motivated. Instead, aligning your goals with your values and passions ensures that your financial journey feels fulfilling and authentic. Take a moment to consider what financial success means to you personally. For some, it might mean the freedom to travel the world. For others, it could mean the ability to support loved ones, invest in personal growth, or contribute to meaningful causes. Identifying your deeper motivations creates a sense of purpose that keeps you focused even during challenging times. For example, someone saving for their child's education will likely stay committed to their goal because it aligns with their desire to provide opportunities for their family. Once you've identified your intentions, the next step is to make them specific and actionable. Vague goals like, "I want to save more money," or "I want to be rich," lack the clarity needed to inspire action. Instead, break your goals into measurable steps. For example, if your goal is to build an emergency fund, determine the exact amount you need and set a timeline for achieving it. This clarity turns your goal into a tangible target, making it easier to track your progress and celebrate milestones along the way. An essential aspect of aligning your intentions is ensuring they are realistic and attainable. Setting overly ambitious goals can lead to frustration and burnout, while setting goals that are too modest may fail to inspire you. Strike a balance by choosing goals that challenge you but remain within reach. For instance, if your intention is to pay off debt, start by focusing on one specific loan and creating a manageable repayment plan. As you achieve smaller victories, you'll build momentum and confidence to tackle larger challenges. To illustrate the power of clear and purposeful goals, consider the story of Maria, a freelance graphic designer who struggled to manage her fluctuating income. Maria often felt overwhelmed by her financial responsibilities, unsure of where to start. After attending a financial workshop, she decided to set a clear goal, saving $5,000 over 6 months to create a buffer for slow periods. She broke this goal into smaller monthly savings targets and adjusted her spending habits accordingly. By aligning her intentions with a specific purpose, Maria not only achieved her goal, but also gained a sense of control and peace of mind. A crucial part of setting purposeful goals is visualizing the outcomes you want to achieve. Visualization isn't just about daydreaming. It's a powerful tool for aligning your thoughts and actions with your desired future. When you visualize your goals, you create a mental image that reinforces your commitment and helps you stay focused. For example, if your intention is to buy your first home, spend time imagining what it will feel like to step inside, decorate it, and create memories there. This emotional connection strengthens your motivation and makes the goal feel more attainable. However, aligning your intentions isn't just about focusing on the end result. It's also about embracing the journey. Many people become so fixated on achieving their goals that they overlook the progress they're making along the way. Celebrating small wins keeps you motivated and reminds you of how far you've come. For instance, if your goal is to save for a dream vacation, reward yourself with a small treat each time you reach a savings milestone. These moments of celebration create a positive association with your efforts, making the process more enjoyable. Another important concept in aligning intentions is flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances may require you to adjust your goals or timelines. Flexibility ensures that you stay adaptable without losing sight of your overall purpose. For example, if an unexpected expense arises and slows your progress, view it as a temporary setback rather than a failure. Revisit your plan, make the necessary adjustments, and continue moving forward. This resilience keeps you aligned with your intentions even when challenges arise. Reflecting on the connection between your intentions and daily actions is also essential. Ask yourself whether your current habits support your financial goals. For example, if your intention is to save for retirement, but you frequently spend on impulse purchases, there's a disconnect between your actions and your purpose. By aligning your daily choices with your intentions, you create a consistent flow that propels you toward success. This might involve creating a budget, tracking your expenses, or finding creative ways to reduce costs. As we wrap up this chapter, remember that aligning your intentions is a dynamic process. It's not about setting a goal once and forgetting about it. It's about continuously refining your vision and staying connected to your purpose. Take a moment to reflect on your own financial goals. Are they clear, meaningful, and aligned with your values? If not, consider revisiting and refining them. Ask yourself, what do I truly want to achieve, and why does it matter to me? A practical step to take this week is to write down one specific financial goal that resonates deeply with you. Break it into smaller, actionable steps and create a timeline for each milestone. Then, visualize the outcome and imagine how achieving this goal will enhance your life. By aligning your intentions with clarity and purpose, you'll find that success becomes not just a destination, but a natural part of your journey. Chapter 4: The Energy of Money. Connecting emotionally to wealth. Have you ever thought about the emotional connection you have with money? It's easy to view money as purely transactional, a tool for buying what you need or want. But beneath the surface, your emotions play a powerful role in shaping how you attract, manage, and experience wealth. In this chapter, we'll explore the idea of money as energy and how your emotions can either strengthen or weaken your financial flow. Money, like all things, carries energy. This isn't just a metaphor, it reflects how your thoughts and feelings about money influence your actions and outcomes. When you think of money with fear or guilt, you create a negative energy that can block your ability to attract abundance. On the other hand, when you approach money with gratitude, confidence, and trust, you align yourself with positive energy that supports financial flow. Understanding this relationship is key to transforming how you experience wealth. To connect emotionally to money, start by examining your current relationship with it. Do you feel anxiety when you check your bank account? Do you avoid financial conversations because they make you uncomfortable? These reactions are signals of underlying emotions tied to your beliefs about money. For example, if you grew up in a household where money was a constant source of stress, you might associate it with tension or conflict. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward changing them. Take the story of James, a marketing professional who often felt anxious about his finances despite earning a steady income. Every time he received a paycheck, he worried it wouldn't be enough to cover his expenses, even though he rarely faced financial shortfalls. This fear stemmed from his childhood, where his family struggled to make ends meet. James realized that his emotions were rooted in old experiences, not his current reality. By acknowledging this, he began shifting his mindset from fear to trust, allowing him to enjoy a healthier relationship with money. Another important aspect of connecting emotionally to money is gratitude. Gratitude transforms the way you view your financial circumstances, no matter how modest they may seem. When you focus on what you already have, you cultivate a sense of abundance that attracts more of it into your life. For instance, instead of stressing over monthly bills, take a moment to appreciate what those bills represent: the home you live in, the services you enjoy, or the opportunities they provide. This practice not only reduces stress, but also creates a positive emotional foundation for financial flow. Visualizing your goals can also strengthen your emotional connection to money. When you imagine what achieving financial success feels like, you create a vivid mental picture that aligns your energy with your desires. For example, if your goal is to save for a dream vacation, visualize the experience in detail: the destinations you'll visit, the activities you'll enjoy, and the memories you'll create. This emotional connection makes your goal feel more real and motivates you to take the necessary steps to achieve it. Emotions such as fear, guilt, or shame can often hold you back from creating the financial life you want. For example, someone who feels guilty about earning more than their peers might unconsciously limit their earning potential or give away money to avoid feeling undeserving. Similarly, someone who feels shame about past financial mistakes may hesitate to seek opportunities for fear of repeating those errors. Recognizing these emotions allows you to release them, freeing you to embrace abundance without hesitation. One effective way to shift your emotional energy is through affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that help reprogram your subconscious mind. For instance, if you often feel unworthy of financial success, affirmations such as, "I deserve to be financially secure," or "wealth flows to me easily and naturally," can help you rewrite those negative narratives. Repeating these affirmations consistently reinforces new beliefs that align with your financial goals. Consider Emily, a teacher who struggled with guilt every time she spent money on herself. She felt that her income should be solely used for necessities or her family, leaving no room for personal enjoyment. Over time, this guilt created a sense of resentment and dissatisfaction. After working with a financial coach, Emily began practicing affirmations like, "It's okay to enjoy the money I've earned." She also set aside a small portion of her budget for things she loved, like books and art supplies. This simple shift helped Emily cultivate a healthier emotional relationship with money, making it easier for her to save and spend in balance. Another powerful tool for connecting emotionally to money is mindfulness. Mindfulness encourages you to be fully present in your financial decisions, helping you make choices that align with your values and goals. For example, before making a purchase, pause and ask yourself how it fits into your broader financial intentions. Does it bring joy or fulfillment? Does it move you closer to your goals? This practice fosters a sense of control and clarity, reducing impulsive spending driven by emotional reactions. Trust also plays a vital role in your emotional connection to wealth. Trusting that you are capable of managing money effectively, that opportunities will arise, and that setbacks are temporary can transform how you approach your finances. For instance, instead of worrying about an unexpected expense, view it as a chance to demonstrate your ability to adapt and overcome challenges. This trust creates a sense of flow, where financial decisions feel less like burdens and more like opportunities to grow. As we conclude this chapter, remember that your emotions are a powerful tool in shaping your financial journey. By fostering a positive emotional connection to money, you create an energetic foundation that supports your goals and enhances your overall well-being. Take a moment to reflect on your current feelings about money. Are there negative emotions that you need to release? This week, practice gratitude by listing 3 financial blessings you already have, no matter how small. Then choose one affirmation that resonates with you and repeat it daily. By aligning your emotions with your financial intentions, you'll find that money becomes not just a means to an end, but a source of empowerment and possibility. Chapter 5. Creating a Prosperity Plan. Building habits that attract success. Do you ever feel like financial success is a distant dream, something that happens to others but not to you? The truth is, prosperity isn't about luck or chance. It's about preparation and habits. Building a life of abundance requires a thoughtful plan, one that aligns your daily actions with your financial goals. This chapter will guide you in creating a prosperity plan that helps you build the habits necessary to attract and sustain success. A prosperity plan is more than just a budget or a set of financial goals. It's a framework for how you manage your time, energy, and resources to create the life you desire. At its core, a prosperity plan is about intention. Instead of reacting to financial challenges as they arise, you take proactive steps to shape your financial future. This approach not only reduces stress, but also builds confidence as you see your efforts translate into tangible progress. One of the first steps in creating a prosperity plan is understanding your current habits and how they affect your financial well-being. Many of us operate on autopilot when it comes to money, spending without much thought or saving only when it feels convenient. However, these habits often reflect deeper beliefs about money. For instance, someone who consistently overspends might be using shopping as a way to cope with stress or seek validation. On the other hand, someone who avoids spending altogether may be driven by a fear of scarcity. Consider the example of Clara, a young professional who struggled to save despite earning a decent income. Clara realized that her habit of dining out frequently was driven by a desire to socialize and unwind after work. While these outings brought her joy, they also drained her bank account. By acknowledging this habit, Clara was able to set boundaries for her spending without sacrificing her social life. She started hosting potluck dinners at home, which allowed her to connect with friends while saving money. This small adjustment aligned her actions with her financial goals, demonstrating the power of intentional habits. To build habits that attract success, it's important to align them with your long-term vision of prosperity. For example, if your goal is to save for a down payment on a house, create a habit of setting aside a portion of your income every month. This might mean automating your savings or creating a separate account specifically for this purpose. The key is consistency. Even small, regular contributions add up over time and reinforce your commitment to your goal. Another essential aspect of a prosperity plan is prioritization. Not all financial goals carry the same weight, and trying to achieve too many at once can lead to overwhelm and burnout. Instead, focus on one or two priorities at a time. For instance, if you're working to pay off debt, concentrate your efforts there before allocating resources to other goals like investing or saving for a vacation. Prioritization ensures that your energy and resources are directed where they'll have the greatest impact. An often overlooked component of a prosperity plan is mindset. Your beliefs about money and success influence how you approach your financial habits. If you believe that saving is a sacrifice or that budgeting is restrictive, you're less likely to stick with your plan. Reframe these beliefs by focusing on the benefits of your actions. For example, instead of viewing saving as giving up something, see it as creating opportunities for your future self. This positive perspective makes it easier to stay motivated and committed to your goals. Take the story of Daniel, a freelance photographer who wanted to grow his business but felt limited by inconsistent cash flow. Daniel realized that his habits of spending sporadically and avoiding budgeting were holding him back. He decided to create a prosperity plan that included tracking his expenses, setting aside a percentage of each paycheck for taxes, and reinvesting in his equipment. Initially, it felt challenging to stick to these new habits, but over time, Daniel noticed a significant improvement in his financial stability. This newfound stability allowed him to focus on expanding his client base and taking on larger projects, demonstrating how intentional habits can transform your financial trajectory. Building a prosperity plan also requires flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances may force you to adjust your goals or habits. For example, an unexpected medical bill or a sudden job change can disrupt even the most well-crafted plan. The key is to remain adaptable and view these challenges as opportunities to reassess and realign. Flexibility doesn't mean abandoning your goals, it means finding new ways to achieve them within the context of your current reality. Another important aspect of a prosperity plan is accountability. Sharing your goals with a trusted friend, family member, or financial advisor can help you stay on track. For instance, if your goal is to reduce unnecessary spending, having someone to check in with regularly can provide the encouragement and perspective you need to succeed. Accountability creates a sense of partnership in your journey, making it easier to overcome obstacles and celebrate achievements. A practical way to start building your prosperity plan is to establish one habit this week that aligns with your financial goals. For example, if you want to save more, commit to tracking your expenses for 7 days. This simple action can reveal patterns you might not have noticed and help you identify areas where you can make adjustments. Over time, these small steps build momentum and create a strong foundation for long-term success. As you conclude this chapter, remember that creating a prosperity plan is not about perfection, it's about progress. Each habit you build brings you closer to the life you envision, reinforcing your ability to attract and sustain abundance. Take a moment to reflect on your current financial habits. Are there any that no longer serve you? What new habit could you introduce to better align with your goals? This week, commit to taking one actionable step toward building your prosperity plan. Whether it's setting a savings target, reducing an unnecessary expense, or finding an accountability partner, each action moves you closer to the financial freedom you deserve. By building habits that attract success, you're not just managing money, you're creating a life of abundance and possibility. Chapter 6. Flowing with Opportunities. Recognizing and acting on financial chances. Have you ever felt that opportunities to improve your financial situation slip past you unnoticed? Or perhaps you see them but hesitate, unsure whether to take action. Recognizing and acting on financial opportunities is a skill that can transform your journey toward prosperity. This chapter focuses on how to open your mind to possibilities, trust your instincts, and take decisive steps to seize opportunities when they arise. Opportunities are everywhere, but they often require a mindset that is ready to notice them. Many people miss financial chances because they are too focused on limitations or past failures. For example, someone might overlook a promising investment because they fear losing money, or they may avoid applying for a higher-paying job because they doubt their qualifications. Shifting your perspective to see opportunities as chances for growth rather than risks for failure is the first step to aligning with financial flow. Consider the story of Mia, a graphic designer who had always dreamed of freelancing but felt stuck in her corporate job. One day, a friend mentioned an opening at a small creative agency that allowed employees to work remotely and take on independent projects. Initially, Mia hesitated, worried about leaving her secure position. However, she realized this was a chance to align her career with her long-term goals. She applied for the job, got it, and eventually grew her freelance business alongside her role at the agency. By recognizing and acting on this opportunity, Mia took a significant step toward financial freedom and personal fulfillment. A key part of flowing with opportunities is staying open-minded. Opportunities often appear in unexpected forms, and rigid thinking can cause you to dismiss them prematurely. For instance, a side hustle that seems small at first might develop into a lucrative business over time. Or an invitation to collaborate on a project might lead to valuable networking connections that open doors to future opportunities. Remaining flexible and curious allows you to explore possibilities without being confined by preconceived notions. Timing is another critical factor in recognizing financial chances. While it's important to act decisively, rushing into an opportunity without proper evaluation can lead to unnecessary risks. For example, someone offered a seemingly lucrative investment might feel pressured to act immediately without doing their due diligence. On the other hand, overanalyzing can cause you to miss the window of opportunity. Striking a balance between careful consideration and timely action is essential. Let's take the example of Alex, an entrepreneur who was invited to invest in a startup by a former colleague. Alex was intrigued by the idea, but didn't have enough knowledge about the industry. Instead of rushing in or ignoring the opportunity, he decided to research the market, consult with a financial advisor, and ask the startup team critical questions. This approach gave him the confidence to make an informed decision, and the investment eventually became one of his most successful ventures. Alex's ability to balance caution with boldness highlights the importance of thoughtful action. Recognizing opportunities also involves trust in your abilities, instincts, and the flow of life. Often self-doubt can prevent you from seizing financial chances. You may question whether you're ready or deserving, leading you to hold back when opportunity knocks. Building trust in yourself requires a combination of preparation and positive self-talk. For example, if you've spent time developing a skill or expertise, remind yourself that you are capable of using it to create value. This confidence allows you to step into opportunities with a sense of readiness and belief in your potential. One way to enhance your ability to spot opportunities is to actively seek them out. This doesn't mean forcing outcomes, but rather staying alert and engaged in your environment. Networking, reading about trends in your industry, or attending workshops are all ways to position yourself where opportunities are likely to arise. For instance, someone interested in real estate might attend local property auctions or join a group of like-minded investors. These actions create exposure to opportunities that might otherwise remain hidden. Mindset plays a significant role in how you approach financial opportunities. If you view the world as abundant, you'll naturally be more inclined to see possibilities. For instance, someone with an abundance mindset might see a challenging project at work as a chance to demonstrate their skills and earn recognition, while someone with a scarcity mindset might view it as an overwhelming burden. Cultivating an optimistic perspective helps you identify opportunities even in situations that initially seem difficult or uncertain. Another important element of flowing with opportunities is resilience. Not every chance you take will lead to success, and that's okay. Learning from setbacks and staying open to future opportunities is part of the process. For example, an entrepreneur who launches a product that fails can use the experience to refine their approach and create a more successful offering in the future. Resilience ensures that temporary disappointments don't close you off from future possibilities. Imagine Sarah, a teacher who wanted to supplement her income but struggled to find extra time. She stumbled upon an opportunity to tutor students online for an hour each evening. At first, she doubted whether she could manage it, but she decided to try. Over time, her tutoring sessions became so popular that she built a steady stream of additional income. By remaining open to the possibility and starting small, Sarah created a financial opportunity that fit seamlessly into her life. As we conclude this chapter, remember that opportunities are all around you, waiting to be noticed and acted upon. Developing the mindset and habits to recognize them requires practice, but each step you take builds your capacity to flow with financial chances. This week, challenge yourself to identify one opportunity that aligns with your financial goals. It might be as simple as exploring a new way to save, reaching out to someone in your network, or researching an area of interest. Then, take one small action toward pursuing that opportunity. By staying open and proactive, you'll find that opportunities begin to flow more naturally into your life, bringing you closer to the prosperity you deserve. Chapter 7. Trusting the process. Patience and consistency in building wealth. Do you ever feel frustrated when your financial progress seems slower than you expected? It's natural to want quick results, but the journey to lasting wealth is rarely instant. Trusting the process, embracing patience and consistency, allows you to build financial stability and prosperity over time. This chapter explores how cultivating trust in your efforts and the flow of life can lead to meaningful, sustainable success. At its heart, trusting the process means believing that your actions, no matter how small, are moving you closer to your goals. In a world that often celebrates overnight success, it's easy to feel disheartened when results take time. However, most enduring financial achievements are built step by step, through a combination of deliberate choices and steady effort. Patience allows you to focus on progress rather than perfection, while consistency ensures that your actions align with your long-term vision. One of the challenges of trusting the process is staying committed when results aren't immediately visible. For example, if you've started saving for retirement, the impact of your contributions might seem insignificant at first. However, over time, the power of compounding turns those small amounts into significant growth. This principle applies to many areas of financial life, from building a business to paying off debt. Each action, no matter how minor it seems, contributes to a larger outcome when sustained over time. Consider the story of Liam, a teacher who wanted to eliminate his student loan debt. Initially, the balance felt overwhelming, and he doubted whether his small monthly payments would make a difference. Instead of giving up, Liam created a plan to consistently allocate a portion of his income toward his loans. He also found ways to reduce unnecessary expenses, channeling those savings into his payments. Over several years, his diligence paid off, and he achieved his goal. Liam's journey highlights how patience and consistency can transform daunting challenges into manageable successes. Another key aspect of trusting the process is resisting the urge to compare your progress to others. Everyone's financial journey is unique, shaped by different circumstances, goals, and timelines. Comparing yourself to someone who seems further ahead can lead to discouragement, while comparing yourself to someone who appears less successful can breed complacency. Instead, focus on your own path and celebrate the progress you're making, no matter how small. This mindset keeps you motivated and grounded in your personal goals. Trusting the process also involves embracing setbacks as part of the journey. Financial challenges, such as unexpected expenses or market downturns, can feel like roadblocks. However, these obstacles often hold valuable lessons that contribute to long-term growth. For instance, someone who faces a financial setback might learn to diversify their income streams or strengthen their budgeting skills. Viewing setbacks as opportunities to adapt and improve helps you stay resilient and committed to your goals. To maintain patience and consistency, it's important to establish routines that support your financial intentions. For example, automating your savings ensures that you consistently put money aside even when life gets busy. Similarly, setting aside regular time to review your budget or track your progress helps you stay focused and on track. These routines create a sense of stability and accountability, reinforcing your commitment to the process. Let's look at Maria, a freelance writer who wanted to build an emergency fund. At first, she felt overwhelmed by the idea of saving 3 months' worth of living expenses. Instead of fixating on the total amount, Maria set a small, achievable goal, saving $100 each month. She automated her savings and celebrated each milestone along the way. Over time, her consistent efforts added up, and she reached her goal. Maria's story illustrates how breaking big goals into smaller, manageable steps makes the process feel achievable and rewarding. Another essential element of trusting the process is maintaining a positive mindset. Your thoughts and beliefs influence how you approach challenges and opportunities. For example, if you believe that financial growth is impossible, you're less likely to take actions that support it. Conversely, if you trust that your efforts will pay off, you'll approach your financial journey with optimism and determination. Affirmations, visualization, and gratitude are powerful tools for cultivating a positive mindset that keeps you aligned with your goals. Visualization can be particularly helpful in building trust in the process. When you imagine the life you're working toward, you create a mental image that reinforces your commitment and motivation. For instance, if your goal is to retire early, visualize what your days will look like in retirement, how you'll spend your time, where you'll live, and the freedom you'll enjoy. This visualization makes your goal feel tangible and reminds you why your patience and consistency are worth it. Finally, trust in the process requires letting go of the need to control every outcome. While it's important to plan and take action, life often unfolds in ways you can't predict. Sometimes, unexpected opportunities or challenges can shift your path, leading to outcomes even better than you imagined. Embracing flexibility and staying open to change allows you to flow with life's natural rhythm while staying true to your intentions. As we close this chapter, reflect on where you might need to trust the process more in your financial journey. Are there areas where impatience or self-doubt is holding you back? This week, commit to one action that reinforces your trust in the process, whether it's sticking to a savings plan, focusing on progress rather than perfection, or letting go of comparisons to others. By cultivating patience and consistency, you'll find that wealth and success come not as sudden surprises, but as natural outcomes of your dedicated efforts. Chapter 8. Giving and Receiving. Cultivating generosity for financial balance. Have you ever noticed how acts of generosity seem to create a ripple effect of positivity in your life? Giving and receiving are two sides of the same coin, and together, they form a powerful cycle of abundance. When approached with balance, generosity not only enriches the lives of others, but also creates opportunities for financial growth and fulfillment. This chapter explores the profound connection between giving, receiving, and financial flow, showing how cultivating generosity can transform your relationship with money. At its core, generosity stems from an abundance mindset. It's the belief that there's more than enough to go around and that sharing your resources doesn't diminish your wealth, it expands it. However, many people hesitate to give because they fear scarcity, worrying that generosity will leave them with less. This mindset can block the natural flow of abundance, as it focuses on holding tightly to what one has, rather than trusting in the return. True generosity comes from a place of trust, knowing that giving opens the door for new opportunities and blessings to enter your life. Giving doesn't always have to involve large financial contributions. Small, intentional acts of generosity can have just as much impact. For instance, offering your time, skills, or support to someone in need is a form of giving that fosters connection and community. Imagine a business owner who mentors aspiring entrepreneurs, sharing their knowledge without expecting immediate returns. This act of giving not only helps others, but also strengthens relationships and builds goodwill, which often leads to future opportunities. Take the example of Andrew, a graphic designer who volunteered his services to a local nonprofit organization. Initially, Andrew's goal was simply to give back to his community, but his generosity also led to unexpected benefits. The connections he made through the nonprofit resulted in referrals to new clients, significantly growing his business. By giving without attachment to the outcome, Andrew experienced the natural flow of abundance, where generosity created opportunities he couldn't have planned. While giving is essential, receiving is equally important in maintaining financial balance. Many people find it easier to give than to receive, often due to feelings of guilt, unworthiness, or the belief that accepting help is a sign of weakness. However, refusing to receive blocks the cycle of abundance, preventing resources and opportunities from flowing freely. Embracing the ability to receive is an act of self-care and respect for the generosity of others. For example, consider Lisa, a teacher who was offered financial help by a friend during a difficult time. At first, Lisa hesitated, feeling ashamed to accept the assistance. However, her friend reminded her that receiving with gratitude allows the giver to experience joy and fulfillment. By accepting the help, Lisa not only eased her financial stress, but also deepened her friendship and learned the value of receiving graciously. Cultivating generosity involves finding a balance between giving and receiving. Overgiving without boundaries can lead to burnout or resentment, while refusing to give out of fear can create stagnation. Similarly, always receiving without reciprocating can disrupt relationships and create an imbalance in the flow of abundance. Striking this balance requires self-awareness and intentionality in your actions. Generosity also has a profound psychological impact. Studies have shown that giving activates the brain's reward system, releasing endorphins and creating a sense of happiness. This phenomenon, often called the helper's high, demonstrates how generosity benefits both the giver and the receiver. For example, donating to a cause you care about not only supports others but also reinforces your sense of purpose and connection to something larger than yourself. Incorporating generosity into your financial plan can strengthen your relationship with money. For instance, setting aside a portion of your income for charitable giving or community support allows you to contribute consistently without feeling financially strained. This practice reinforces the belief that you have enough to share, creating a mindset of abundance. It also ensures that your generosity is aligned with your financial goals, maintaining balance and sustainability. Let's take the story of Emily, an accountant who wanted to make a positive impact but felt she couldn't afford to give much. Emily decided to allocate a small percentage of her monthly income to a cause she cared about, providing school supplies for underprivileged children. Although the amount seemed modest, Emily's contributions grew over time, and she received heartfelt letters from the students her donations helped. These messages reminded her that even small acts of generosity can create meaningful change, reinforcing her sense of purpose and connection. Generosity doesn't have to be limited to financial giving. Sharing your knowledge, offering emotional support, or even spreading kindness through simple gestures can contribute to the cycle of abundance. For instance, mentoring a colleague, helping a neighbor with a task, or expressing gratitude to someone who has helped you are all ways to give back. These acts create a ripple effect, inspiring others to pay it forward and strengthening the bonds of community and trust. As you practice generosity, it's essential to remain mindful of your intentions. True giving comes from a place of authenticity and selflessness, without expecting something in return. While it's natural to experience benefits from your generosity, focusing solely on the rewards can diminish its impact. For example, donating to a charity solely for recognition or tax benefits may not carry the same energy as giving from a place of genuine compassion. Aligning your generosity with your values ensures that it remains meaningful and fulfilling. As we conclude this chapter, remember that giving and receiving are interconnected. Together, they create a cycle of abundance that flows through every aspect of life. Reflect on your current relationship with generosity. Are there areas where you could give more freely, or times when you've struggled to receive? This week, challenge yourself to practice one act of intentional generosity and notice how it feels. Whether it's offering your time, sharing your resources, or expressing gratitude, every act contributes to the flow of abundance. By embracing the balance of giving and receiving, you align yourself with a natural rhythm that fosters growth, connection, and fulfillment. Generosity is not just an action. It's a mindset that invites abundance into your life and the lives of those around you. Chapter 9. Living in Alignment. Harmonizing money with your life values. Have you ever felt that your financial decisions don't truly reflect what matters most to you? When money and values are out of sync, it can lead to dissatisfaction, stress, and a sense of being unfulfilled. Living in alignment means ensuring that your financial choices are guided by your core values, creating a sense of harmony and purpose in your relationship with money. This chapter explores how aligning your finances with your values can help you achieve both material success and personal fulfillment. At its core, financial alignment begins with self-awareness. Understanding your values, the principles and priorities that matter most to you, serves as a compass for your financial decisions. For example, if family is a top priority, your financial choices might focus on providing security and opportunities for your loved ones. If personal growth is important to you, you might prioritize investing in education or experiences that enhance your skills. Identifying your values creates a clear framework for evaluating financial decisions, helping you avoid choices that feel out of step with your true self. Many people experience financial misalignment because they pursue goals that are influenced by external pressures rather than internal motivations. For instance, societal expectations might encourage you to buy a bigger house or drive a luxury car, even if those things don't align with your values. This disconnect can lead to unnecessary stress and a constant feeling of chasing something that doesn't bring genuine satisfaction. By focusing on what truly matters to you, you free yourself from the cycle of external validation and create a financial life that feels authentic and meaningful. Consider the story of Rachel, a marketing executive who found herself constantly upgrading her lifestyle to match her peers. Despite her high income, Rachel often felt unfulfilled, as if she were living someone else's life. After reflecting on her values, she realized that her true priorities were sustainability and community. Rachel made the decision to downsize her home, reduce unnecessary expenses, and invest in local environmental initiatives. These changes not only aligned her finances with her values, but also brought her a deep sense of purpose and joy. Aligning money with your values also means setting financial goals that reflect your priorities. For example, if one of your core values is freedom, you might set a goal to achieve financial independence, giving you the flexibility to pursue your passions without financial constraints. If contribution is a key value, your goals might include donating to causes you care about or supporting your community in meaningful ways. When your goals are rooted in your values, they feel more motivating and rewarding, making it easier to stay committed. Another important aspect of financial alignment is making conscious spending choices. Often, people spend out of habit or impulse without considering whether their purchases align with their values. For example, someone who values health might realize that they're spending more on convenience foods than on nourishing, high-quality meals. By becoming intentional about your spending, you ensure that your money supports what matters most to you, rather than being wasted on things that don't bring lasting satisfaction. Let's look at Tom, a software developer who valued adventure and personal growth, but found himself spending most of his income on gadgets and dining out. After tracking his expenses for a month, Tom realized that his spending habits didn't align with his values. He decided to redirect his resources toward travel and learning opportunities, such as taking wilderness survival courses and exploring new countries. These experiences not only brought Tom greater fulfillment, but also strengthened his connection to his core values. Financial alignment isn't just about what you spend, it's also about how you earn and save. Ensuring that your income aligns with your values means considering the impact of your work on your well-being and the world around you. For example, if creativity is one of your values, you might seek opportunities to express that creativity in your career or side projects. Similarly, if you value fairness and ethics, you might prioritize working for organizations that share those principles. Aligning your earnings with your values creates a sense of integrity and purpose in your financial journey. Saving and investing are also opportunities to align your money with your values. For instance, someone who values environmental sustainability might choose to invest in green energy companies or divest from industries that conflict with their principles. Aligning your financial resources with your values ensures that your money contributes to causes and initiatives that reflect your beliefs, creating a ripple effect of positive impact. It's important to recognize that living in alignment doesn't mean striving for perfection. There will be times when financial constraints or unexpected circumstances require you to make choices that don't fully align with your values. The key is to approach these moments with flexibility and a commitment to realigning whenever possible. For example, if financial challenges force you to take a job that doesn't fully reflect your passions, you can still work toward building a path that brings you closer to your ideal vision. As we wrap up this chapter, take a moment to reflect on your current financial life. Do your spending habits, saving strategies, and income choices reflect your core values? If not, what changes could you make to bring them into alignment? Living in harmony with your values isn't about making drastic changes overnight. It's about taking small, intentional steps that gradually create a life of authenticity and purpose. This week, choose one area of your financial life to align with your values. It might be as simple as redirecting a small amount of your budget towards something that truly matters to you, or reflecting on a financial goal that feels deeply connected to your priorities. By aligning your finances with your values, you create a sense of harmony that not only supports your material needs, but also enriches your sense of purpose and fulfillment. Chapter 10: Sustaining Financial Flow. Staying open to natural success. Have you ever noticed how life flows more smoothly when you're in a state of alignment and balance? Sustaining financial flow is about maintaining this state where money and success come naturally as a reflection of your habits, mindset, and intentions. It's not about perfection or rigid control, but about fostering a continuous openness to abundance. This chapter explores how to sustain financial flow, ensuring that the prosperity you've cultivated remains a consistent and rewarding part of your life. At its core, sustaining financial flow is about creating systems and habits that support long-term stability. Financial flow doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of deliberate choices and ongoing effort. Once you've built the foundation of financial flow through mindful spending, saving, and earning, the next step is to ensure that these practices become second nature. Consistency is key. Small, regular actions add up over time, reinforcing the habits that keep financial flow alive. One of the most important aspects of sustaining financial flow is adaptability. Life is full of changes, and unexpected events, both positive and negative, can impact your financial journey. The ability to adjust your plans without losing sight of your goals is essential. For example, someone who experiences a sudden drop in income might need to reallocate their resources while maintaining their commitment to saving or debt repayment. Similarly, a windfall like a bonus or inheritance presents an opportunity to reassess priorities and invest in ways that align with long-term goals. Consider the example of Julia, a small business owner who faced financial challenges when her industry was disrupted by unforeseen events. Instead of panicking, Julia used the skills and habits she had developed to pivot her business model. She explored new markets, restructured her expenses, and maintained her focus on her long-term vision. Over time, Julia not only stabilized her finances, but also discovered opportunities for growth that she hadn't considered before. Her story highlights how adaptability and resilience are vital for sustaining financial flow. Another key element of sustaining financial flow is mindfulness. Regularly checking in with your financial goals and habits ensures that they continue to reflect your values and priorities. For instance, as you achieve certain milestones, your goals might evolve. A person who has successfully paid off their debts might shift their focus to building wealth or contributing to causes they care about. Mindfulness helps you stay aware of these shifts, allowing you to adjust your approach while maintaining a sense of balance. Let's take the story of Ethan, an engineer who reached his goal of saving for a home down payment. After achieving this milestone, Ethan realized he needed a new focus to keep his financial flow moving. He decided to create a plan for home maintenance savings and invest in renewable energy for his property, decisions that aligned with his values and future aspirations. By staying mindful of his evolving goals, Ethan ensured that his financial habits continued to support his vision of success. Sustaining financial flow also requires maintaining a positive relationship with money. This involves regularly practicing gratitude for the resources you have, no matter how modest they may seem. Gratitude keeps your focus on abundance rather than scarcity, reinforcing the mindset that attracts financial flow. For example, someone who expresses gratitude for their ability to cover expenses, invest in their future, or support loved ones strengthens their connection to the flow of prosperity. Trust plays a crucial role in maintaining financial flow. Trusting yourself, your decisions, and the natural rhythm of life allows you to navigate challenges with confidence. It also helps you stay open to opportunities that align with your goals. For instance, someone who trusts their ability to manage finances effectively will be more willing to explore investments or pursue career advancements. This trust creates a sense of ease and stability, making it easier to sustain financial flow over the long term. Let's look at Sophia, a marketing professional who struggled with self-doubt when managing her finances. She often second-guessed her decisions, which led to delays in taking action. After attending a financial empowerment workshop, Sophia began practicing affirmations like, "I trust myself to make wise financial choices." Over time, this shift in mindset helped her approach decisions with confidence, enabling her to sustain the financial flow she had worked hard to create. Community and connection are also vital for sustaining financial flow. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who share your values and goals can provide encouragement, accountability, and inspiration. For example, joining a group of peers focused on financial growth or engaging with a mentor who has achieved similar goals can keep you motivated and on track. These connections remind you that financial flow is not a solitary journey, but one that benefits from collaboration and shared wisdom. Lastly, sustaining financial flow means embracing generosity and sharing your success. Giving back, whether through charitable contributions, supporting loved ones, or mentoring others, reinforces the cycle of abundance. When you share your resources, you not only create positive impact, but also strengthen your own connection to financial flow. For instance, someone who donates a portion of their income to a cause they care about often finds that this act of giving deepens their sense of purpose and gratitude. As we conclude this chapter and the journey of financial flow, take a moment to reflect on how far you've come. Sustaining financial flow is an ongoing process, one that requires awareness, trust, and adaptability. It's about staying aligned with your values, embracing opportunities, and continuously cultivating habits that support abundance. This week, commit to one action that reinforces your financial flow. It might be revisiting your goals, expressing gratitude for your progress, or reaching out to someone who inspires you. By staying open to the natural rhythm of success, you ensure that financial flow remains a vibrant and rewarding part of your life. With each step, you'll find that prosperity comes not from force or struggle, but from the harmony of your intentions, actions, and beliefs. Financial flow is not just about money, it's about aligning your mindset, habits, and values to create a life of abundance and purpose. Through this book, we've explored the key principles of embracing an abundance mindset, releasing resistance, setting intentional goals, building empowering habits, and maintaining balance through giving and receiving. By trusting the process and staying adaptable, you can create a sustainable financial flow that brings success naturally into your life. Thank you for taking the time to join this journey and explore these concepts. If you found this content helpful, we encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more insights on creating a life of prosperity and growth. Your journey to financial flow is just the beginning. Stay inspired, stay aligned, and let success come naturally.